way Am Yisrael lasts and survives is when Am Yisrael cares. Cares about HaKadosh Baruch Hu and cares about each other. Those are the two things.
When I think about Rav Kwalwasser, the first word that comes to my mind is passion. He is passionate about Eretz Yisrael, about Torah, about Am Yisrael and all the great ideas in the world, and he cares about every single individual. That's Rav Kwalwasser.
Our Thursday-Friday routine for quite a number of years has been pretty intense. Thursday morning, wakes up like a regular day, learns with my son in the morning. Then he goes off to yeshiva and has his regular yeshiva day. Comes home, we usually have dinner together as a family. Then there's some Shabbos preparation. He peels the potatoes. We really like potato kugel, and I really don't like to peel potatoes. And then after that, he puts the kids to bed. Very often he has a Skype chavrusa with one of his alumni, and after that he's back to the yeshiva Thursday night for sicha. He doesn't usually come home until way after I'm asleep. I'm not sure really how he manages with such little sleep on Thursday night, because it's not like he gets to really nap on Friday either.
You know, we always say you can't be in two places at once. I think he's actually managed to be in two places at once. I don't think we know how he does it. It seems pretty impossible.
I think he realizes that life doesn't just come to you, but with the right amount of effort, you have the right amount of emunah, and it works out.
He always cared for little things. He always cared for the little frogs in the backyard. He always cared for everything that was small and everything that was sweet and everything that was good. And he simply took that into his adulthood.
And I definitely gained my concern for people from my parents. So it's kind of funny, my parents were actually looking to retire and just enjoy children and grandchildren. There were no programs going on for the seniors, and my parents saw that there was a real problem. And now every week they have meetings and programs and tiulim, and who runs it? My parents. So my father decided maybe I could dedicate just a few hours to help the Anglo community in social security services. And the short story is my father has ended up becoming the representative, the go-to man for the entire Anglo community. My mother doesn't have an easy job. She voluntarily chose to run two American Friends offices, one being for Beta Rot, and the other is Yeshivat Lev HaTorah. She's always cheery, always positive, always helpful. And wherever I go, whenever I speak to parents for the past 13 years have been telling me, you have to honor Mrs. Kwalwasser. Who wouldn't honor Mrs. Kwalwasser? My parents are heroic, not in the sense of being on stage, but in the sense of unseen acts of goodness. And I definitely gained a tremendous amount of my concern for others from my parents.
It's just a value that he obviously saw at home and just incorporated this into his life. Benji is so careful to make sure that everybody is treated with kavod.
Well, ever since I've known him, he's always felt this very deep responsibility towards Am Yisrael, Klal Yisrael.
ופה התחיל הסיפור של המאפייה והקשר שלי עם הרב. יום אחד הוא טעם אחד המאפים שלי, ואז הוא אמר לי, תשמעי, צריך לעשות מאפייה ביתית. התמקדנו יותר דברים שפה בארץ לא עושים. הוא עזר גם המון לבעלי, זכרון לברכה. ואז שהוא נפטר, אז הרב באמת לא עזב אותנו. באמת, כל דבר שהיינו צריכים, תמיד היה פה בשביל הילדים, בשביל הבית, בשביל העסק, אם זה עזרה רוחנית, עזרה כספית. זה כמו שבורא עולם שלח לי מלאך, ואני ממש מודה לבורא עולם שזיכה אותי להכיר אותו.
Growing up, it's not clear that he should have been as successful as he is. So there were three of us, and he was definitely the odd man out. I mean, we would play games like hide and seek, which were good for three, but we'd let him hide for hours and just not find him. But I think he must have used that time to become really creative. My takeaway from the whole experience is if you have a younger brother, abandon them in hide and seek.
For years, Chasdei Shiloh was a tzedakah organization that would give out tzedakah 3 times a year to those who needed a little extra assistance. We were going through the motions of collecting money and giving out money to poor families, and then Rav Kwalwasser said, no, this is not enough. We have to help every single family until we know that they're all taken care of. He brought the Chasdei Shiloh organization to a new level.
So I got a phone call right before Pesach one year, and there's a woman whose ex-husband somehow tricked her. So she and her 7-year-old son are now homeless in Israel. It's just the thought of a 7-year-old boy with nowhere to go, a 23-year-old woman with nowhere to go. I could not possibly celebrate my Pesach with that thought. So I asked her if she would be interested in coming to Ramat Beit Shemesh. These are parts, I know people, I could help, I could maybe help her find a place. And within a few hours, we found her an apartment, we found her beds, some furniture, and Baruch Hashem, within about 3 hours, we moved this lady in, and she and her 7-year-old son were able to get a start once again on life.
When Rav Kwalwasser is presented with a problem, whether it's a Talmud having issues or the needs of an entire community, Rav Kwalwasser will not rest until that problem is solved.
There are so many problems. There are problems in Am Yisrael, there are problems with individuals. If you treat other people's problems as your own and you really care, you'll be able to find a solution, you'll give them life, and you'll be able to change the world.